Hello, I'm Tadas with Insomniac Next Door. This video is about modified liver flushes according to the Andreas Moritz protocol. I've learned a few things after experimenting and realizing that I'm dealing with food sensitivities. I had to modify the protocol to suit my individuality, and I've discovered that they're an effective way to tweak the protocol and have a smoother experience. So I'll take you with me on a shopping trip where we can pick out the right apples, pick out the right oil, and we'll talk about reactivity to malic acid or high salicylate contents in some of these preparatory ingredients. So initially I thought it was going to be a good idea to try to break up the stones or any loosen up any gunked up pathways in my liver and gallbladder, and try a stone breaker. So I bought this Chanka Piedra, which is a stone breaker technically, and I tried it. However, I had a pretty bad reaction to it. I got kind of wired and couldn't sleep right, and kind of activated this like an entire nervous system. So I walked into a local herbal shop and picked out a local herb, which was definitely much more gentle and so much cheaper. So it certainly worked. However, again, it created a reaction. And that made me think, why am I developing a reaction to a simple like stonebreaker herb? And I kind of had to dig and go through the forums and ask around. And I had this theory that if you're breaking up stones that are technically harboring toxins, you could be releasing them into your bloodstream. And lo and behold, I found this study. As you see in the name, it's called an analysis of carcinogenic metals in gallstones. So they actually took the gallstones out, took them, apart, and analyzed the contents of them, which were pretty shocking for me. They said in this study we aimed to find out the presence of carcinogenic heavy metals in gallstones. And what they discovered was an analysis detected presence of mercury, lead, cobalt elements in all types of gallstones. It showed dense deposits of these metals. So dense deposits of these metals in gallstones, which is the first observation, may act as crucial doses of carcinogens. So think about it. There's gallstones packed with heavy metals and other toxins and so on, and they're sitting in our gallbladder or liver, and it's constantly activating your nervous system and potentially acting as carcinogen. It's pretty mind-blowing, isn't it? Okay, so let's go shopping. So basically what you want to do, you want to avoid apples high in sugar, right? And opt for something that's almost half the sugar of the red apple. This is Granny Smith. Then, of course, I picked the grapefruits. No way to avoid the sugar in here. And the next thing, I walked into a store and picked out organic oil. But we're going to skip olive oil as recommended. And instead, we're going to pick sunflower oil, organic sunflower oil. And what this one is doesn't have the salicylates that olive oil has. I soaked the apples just a little bit in soda water to remove any potential pesticides before juicing them. I like this juicer a lot. It leaves a little bit of fiber and it's a bit more natural feel to it, and also to add a little bit of preservative, I add this green lemon or lime to add so that the juice can stay in the fridge a bit longer. Now you can also use instead of apples tart cherry juice for malic acid content, and also I have afterwards bought just malic acid itself, which is just it comes in a powder form. And you can mix it with water, or you can mix it with a little bit of apple juice. I don't want to get into the dosage to make the video too long, but the most important part is not to swallow a pill if you get it, because it can burn the stomach a little bit. So the recommendation is to put powder and mix it in and then kind of drink it like that, right? What it does, if you can even minimize sugar even more by reducing apple juice content and adding in more malic acid itself that comes from the apples itself, right? So then I just made pancakes out of the leftover fiber from the apples. Went in my backyard, found some wild strawberries. It's beautiful summertime here. Went back, grated the pear, put some strawberries, put the pancake in there. I made it for a good breakfast and even lunch afterwards. So it's all about using up the products, right? So next phase is preparation of Epsom salt solution. And here I use some molybdenum and sprinkle a little bit in those 4 doses that I'll be taking. And this is to help out the sulfation pathway. So like if you take too much sulfur, sulfate, whatever, it uses up these channels and it can get clogged with congested liver pretty quick and produce symptoms. So what I did, I put a little bit of molybdenum and then I divided them into even doses. So what I'm doing here now, I'm going to take Epsom salt, put 4 spoons in it, mix it up. And my whole point was I hate the taste of Epsom salt, and I know many people do. So instead of making one solution and drinking it, I was going to make like 4 small solutions and chase it down with the appropriate amount of water. So that's what I'm doing. I'm mixing in the Epsom salt. I'm going to divide it into four portions. And now you see it's kind of like, I have like shot glasses. And what I'll do, I'll take that shot and chase it down with some water to wash off any residue flavor. Now, while on camera here, I totally messed up. Look, I put Epsom salt and then on top I'm pouring water and I'm mixing it into a big cocktail and I'm gonna hate chugging it all down. But I realized once I did it that I messed up and I said, I'm gonna be a big boy here and just down it, whatever. It's the first dose. I'm still not too sensitized. I'm kind of just measuring, how much water I need to add. So anyways, so then it comes 6 o'clock. This is the first dose. And then you just drink it, all right? You just kind of man up and down it. There's no thinking about it. And otherwise, in the next, you'll see video, in the next doses, I'll chase it down with water to get rid of that flavor. Now, next phase is not a pleasant one, but I have to do it because the protocol recommends either getting colonics, which get pretty expensive, or doing a water enema to kind of make sure all of your intestines are flushed out and the stones can pass freely and there's nothing else interfering at all with the process. So you can either do a water enema at home or you can do a salt water flush, I think it's called. And it has a similar effect of water enema, and probably I'll try it next time. Nevertheless, this time I'm doing an enema, which is just basically distilled water. Like this, I lay down, get comfortable, pretend I'm in a happy place, stick that thing up my happy place, and, well, next, what comes is next. Anyways, 8 o'clock, my next Epsom salt dose. Here, I do it properly. You see, I take a shot, nasty, and then I chased it down with water. And this is much more pleasant experience because last time I threw up by taking this Epsom salt constantly. Okay, next this is about 9:45 p.m. already, almost bedtime, and I'm making the preparation of juice, and I will be mixing it with sunflower oil. So again, dosages you can look up yourself online, or I'll put it in on my blog in the blog post. So I'm measuring out the correct amounts. I'm putting it in a jar, and I'll be going up to my bedroom. This is what it looks like. Beautiful colors, right? And then I'm getting ready right here. Shake it up really well, really well. It takes a while. And then again, this is not the most pleasant part, but you just have to do it, right? And I did it in one sit because I didn't want to play with it. I just kind of checked it all down. And once you do it, it's giving me goosebumps just watching this again. But anyways, it has to be done, right? It's not the most pleasant, but it's not the worst. Then I put some warm hot water bottle on my liver to kind of make things smoother and going. And this is good night time. Now, night was not pleasant. Just like this guy, I woke up at 3, was tossing, turning. I was big time nausea. I couldn't even walk down the stairs. So I remembered that I could make some ginger tea. You can also take some HCl or other things to help out with nausea. Okay, 6 o'clock in the morning. Good morning. My third dose. I still haven't gone to the bathroom yet. So I'm drinking it. And the advice is to stay up, but I kind of stayed up a little bit, went for a little nap and then got up, and now it was time to 8 o'clock, next dose, last dose actually. Again, shot, chase it with water. This fourth one wasn't so bad, but now it's party time, right? And this is not me, of course. I got this video of this guy, but it looks the same. Anyways, you know the drill. This is the process. We all have to go through this to heal, whatever it takes, right? So I'll skip you the drama and the details. I mean, the things that come out, everybody has their own different experience. I saw some like green, soft, like, round balls. Some say it's just leftovers from the bile and oil. Some say it's liver stones. You know what? I don't get into that discussion, because for me what matters are improvement of symptoms, and this is what I track. So first day was, of course, very, very tired, fatigued. Next day was less fatigue, but I felt nice and light, which was very welcome. And it's a beautiful experience to actually feel like, things are going and moving and flowing through you and so on. So it's wonderful. Now, anyways, I'm kind of curious if you did some of these flushes, what your experience is. So let me know in the comments. And finally, I'd like to invite you to think of this in a completely different way. I mean, I hear stories, people are going through these flushes and doing doing all kinds of other things to promote health and flow and so on and so on. But very few get down to the bottom of this root causes, what's causing their health issues, right? So I've created a document based on thousands of hours of watching seminars, videos, consulting with holistic practitioners about all the root causes that can disturb our health, that can disturb our sleep, and I highly invite you to check it out, because it can give you a good fundamental basis of how to build your protocol and a detox plan. And it's just my experience, but I share some of the best advice. It's like 30 pages. I put everything I do in it, because I believe in this power of sharing and also contributing to each other's knowledge. So feel free to download it. Let me know, give me some feedback how you like it. Hope you find it valuable, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.